If you want to do a NEPA with like no bells, no whistles, just like a good, well-executed example of a New England style IPA, that's all you really need to have in there.
Hey, Joel here. Just a super quick one for you today, I think. In this clip, we've got Ben talking about what he considers to be the two most important aspects to consider when designing a NEPA recipe when it comes to the grain bill, at least. I think for those of you who are experienced brewers, these will come as no surprise. But for those of you who are beginners and maybe thinking about brewing your first NEPA or designing your first NEPA recipe, I hope you find some of this useful. And just a quick bit of business, yes, Ben is wearing a mask, well done to those of you who noticed. This clip was taken from a live stream we filmed ages ago when mask wearing rules were in effect here in Victoria, Australia. So with that out of the way, let's get into it.
So I think the really important thing that I believe from what I've read in achieving a good NEPA, and I keep putting these disclaimers in because there's so many different opinions and so many different takes on this, but I don't want to come across as like this is the definitive correct answer.
Sure.
And yeah, this is what I've been doing, and this is what I've been enjoying in my beers. So this is kind of, I'm talking from my own anecdotal sort of experiments rather than any kind of hard empirical science or anything like that. So you want to have a high fat content and you want to have a high protein content. It might seem a bit weird to be talking about fat content in beer, but all like different grains have different levels of things in them. So barley has a fairly low to medium kind of fat content in it. Wheat, similar, but it has a much higher protein content than a lot of other grains. Grains like oats and rye have a much higher oil content, and that's the fat. That's what we're sort of wanting to get in there. Because again, we want to soften the mouthfeel. We want to have sort of like a thick, full, soft, creamy kind of mouthfeel in these beers. And having those fats is what's going to help us to achieve that. So the way a lot of people go about this is just by adding oats, adding wheat, adding flaked wheat to get the protein, adding flaked oats. And that's something that we do really effectively. So the Lefty Juicy work kit that we sell here, kind of loosely based on my initial recipe, but we have adjusted it to make it kind of more, I guess, kind of generically delicious. And I actually kind of feel like the work kit is better than my version. It's really simple. It's Australian Pils malt, it's a bit of flaked wheat, a bit of flaked oats, and that's pretty much it. There's not a lot going on there.
Not a complicated grain bill.
No, and it doesn't have to be.
It doesn't have to be.
Yeah, and it's got the things in there that need to be in there to make a successful NEPA. You've got your protein from your flaked wheat, you've got your fat from your flaked oats, and you've got your fermentability from your pils. And that's really all you need for a successful NEPA. And then we just do things like pH adjustment in the mash when they're brewing the kits to make sure that that we're hitting the right numbers. It's not astringent or anything like that, and we're getting sort of the flavors that we want. And yeah, that's literally like, if you want to do a NEPA with like no bells, no whistles, just like a good, well-executed example of a New England style IPA, that's all you really need to have in there. Yeah.
Just your fundamentals, just sort of get your fundamentals
in
down.
Terms of grains.
Yes, sure, yes, yep.
Like my recipe, the one I'm doing today, it's very sort of niche. It's very kind of tailored to my tastes.
And on that note, I guess too, if anyone's interested in the recipe, we will work out a way to put it in the description for this.
Yeah, absolutely.
We'll
and we can,
at some point.
And with any of our work kits as well, if you contact us and ask for the all grain recipes of the work kits, we can do that for you really easily as well.
So there you go. It's important to have adequate fat content in your NEPA grain bill and protein. But of course, NEPAs are about way more than just fat and protein. You've got yeast strain selection, which is really important, water chemistry, not to mention the butt ton of hops that go in there. So stay tuned, and we'll be uploading more highlights from that stream that go into more detail on those things. Subscribing or hitting the bell notification thingy, wherever it is the best way to stay updated. The videos are getting out a little slower than usual at the moment, you've probably noticed. So thanks to those of you who are sticking with us. And thank you for your comments and support too, we really appreciate that. Also, if you're interested in what the recipe looks like that Ben was talking about in this clip, we're going to pin it to the comment section below. It's just an overview to give you an idea of what the oat content might look like in that recipe. If you want more information about anything we've talked about today, by all means leave a comment, or you can contact us at the shop, give us a call, email. We are also on Instagram and Facebook. How about that?